Long ago, in a faraway land of dust-covered roads, bustling bazaars, and towering palm trees, there lived a poor woodcutter named Ali Baba. He was not a man of wealth, nor of high status, but he was kind-hearted, honest, and hard-working. Every day, with an old axe slung across his back and a frayed rope coiled around his waist, he would leave his modest little hut at dawn and return only after sunset, carrying bundles of firewood that he sold in the marketplace for a few coins. Ali Baba had a brother named Kasim, who had taken a different path in life. Kasim had married a wealthy woman and now lived in a large, lavish house with marble floors, colorful rugs, and servants who bowed at every word. He looked down on his brother, sneering at Ali Baba's patched clothes and calloused hands. Though they were blood, their lives were worlds apart. One day, as the blazing sun climbed to its peak and the desert wind whispered secrets through the olive trees, Ali Baba found himself deeper in the forest than usual. He had wandered far, chasing after a trail of trees untouched by other woodcutters. He chopped quietly, his thoughts drifting like the clouds above, when suddenly he heard the sound of many hooves in the distance. Horses. Many of them, alarmed. He climbed up into a tree with thick branches and dense leaves. From his perch, he saw them. 40 men on horseback, each with a sword at his side and a look of menace in his eyes. Bandits, thieves. Their faces were partially covered, their saddlebags bulging with stolen goods. Ali Baba held his breath, barely daring to blink. The men rode into a clearing near a rocky cliffside. Their leader, tall and broad-shouldered with a voice like thunder, dismounted and walked straight to a large, jagged rock. Ali Baba watched as the man raised his arms and shouted, "Open Sesame!" To Ali Baba's amazement, the rock split apart with a rumbling groan, revealing a wide entrance into a hidden cave. One by one, the thieves entered, disappearing into the darkness, their voices echoing off the stone walls. After what seemed like an hour, they emerged again, this time with empty bags. They had gone in rich and come out with nothing, leaving their treasure inside. When the last thief exited, the leader again raised his arms and called, "Close Sesame." Instantly, the rock sealed shut, hiding all trace of the cave. With swift precision, the 40 men mounted their horses and rode away, leaving behind only dust and silence. Ali Baba remained hidden for a while, his heart pounding in his chest. Then, slowly, he climbed down, his curiosity burning. Could it be? Could such a thing really be true? He walked up to the rock, stood where the leader had stood, and said clearly, "Open Sesame." To his astonishment, the rock opened. Inside was the most dazzling sight he had ever seen: piles of gold coins, glittering gems, bolts of fine silk, and stacks of treasure taller than a man. His eyes widened. It was more wealth than he could have imagined in 10 lifetimes. Ali Baba knew he could not take too much. If the thieves returned and found the treasure disturbed, they might grow suspicious. So he quickly filled his baskets with as much gold as he could carry, then whispered, "Close Sesame," and the rock sealed behind him. He made his way home, his heart singing, his mind racing. That night, he told only his wife. She was stunned, but trusted him completely. They buried the gold carefully and swore to tell no one, not even Kasim. But Ali Baba's wife, wanting to count the coins properly, went to Kasim's house to borrow a small scale. Kasim's wife, curious and nosy, secretly smeared wax on the bottom of the scale, hoping to see what they were weighing. When Ali Baba's wife returned the scale, the wax had a single gold coin stuck to it. Kasim's wife showed it to her husband with wide eyes. "Your brother, the poor woodcutter," she said. "Look what he's weighing." Kasim burned with jealousy and suspicion. The next day he cornered Ali Baba and demanded the truth. Ali Baba, trusting his brother, told him everything about the thieves, the cave, the treasure, and the secret words. Kasim's eyes gleamed. That very night he set off with 10 donkeys, planning to take far more than Ali Baba had. When he reached the cave, he cried out, "Open Sesame!" God. Inside, he gasped at the treasure. He stuffed bag after bag, stacking the gold until the donkeys could carry no more. But when he tried to leave, a problem arose. He had forgotten the magic words. He tried everything. Opened barley. Nothing. Opened mustard. Still nothing. He screamed. He shouted. But the cave would not open. The next morning, the thieves returned and found Cassim inside. Surrounded by stolen treasure, their leader snarled. Must have been told, he said. Someone knows our secret. They killed Cassim without mercy, cutting his body into pieces and hanging them near the cave entrance as a warning. When Cassim failed to return, his wife ran to Ali Baba, who feared the worst. Disguised as a merchant, Ali Baba went to the cave, said the magic words, and found his brother's remains.
Broken.
He gathered the pieces in a cloth and took them home to give him a proper burial. But now the thieves knew someone else was out there, someone who had discovered their secret, and they would stop at nothing to find him.